As the Grand Rapids Gold season kicks off over at Van Andel Arena. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. They're going to be taking on the Noblesville Boom for that first game, and it's a big year for the Gold as they are bringing in a new head coach, Ryan Bowen. He has spent several years both playing and coaching in the NBA. He was most recently an assistant with the Denver Nuggets, the NBA affiliate of the Gold, but now he's here in Grand Rapids, and he joined us earlier to talk about what's in store this upcoming season. Well, we have a very special guest on the digital studio today, that being Grand Rapids Gold head coach Ryan Bowen. Coach, thank you so much for making the time. It's great to see you actually in person this time around.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. You know, we have to spend some time talking about the upcoming season. The Gold kick off their season starting on Friday over at Van Andel Arena. It's going to be an awesome season ahead. Your first season here in Grand Rapids. You know, the last time we talked, you still had yet to make your way over to West Michigan. Now that you've been here a little bit, maybe kind of started to be amongst the community a little bit more. I mean, what's it been like kind of getting to know the people of West Michigan so far?
It's been great. I've been here just about 3 weeks now, so it's been great getting out about, trying to find some good places to eat. I'm a big pickleball player, so I've found a few different places to play pickleball in my spare time, and obviously spent a lot of time in the gym. But it's been great getting to meet people. Everyone's very friendly, very welcoming, and very excited about the Gold season starting up.
Yeah, definitely. Have you found maybe a dinner destination that you kind of keep going back to?
I got
or maybe
a good little
rotation.
Spot? I don't know how to name them, but I got a good little rotation. You know, that's in the area. I've found, I think, my staples, and then I've kind of ventured out. But it's definitely been fun to try out some different spots and just kind of getting about and see what all Grand Rapids has to offer.
Well, if you love pickleball, I mean, this really is the place for it. We have the Pickleball Open every single year, the Beer City Open, a pickleball tournament. I mean, you're going to see some really high-level competition going on here in West Michigan, but then also kind of those fun, relaxing games as well.
I'm more on the fun, relaxed, but I do enjoy to play. That's kind of my, in the summer I play golf a lot, but in the winter I like to play pickleball. So it's fun getting out, playing, meeting some people that way as well. It's kind of a way to get out and meet some people in the community.
Absolutely. All right. Well, again, the big game, the season opener for the Gold, is happening this Friday over at Van Andel Arena. A lot of anticipation for this first season for you, Coach. How's the team looking now that you've kind of spent some extra time and the final rosters have been set?
It's been great. We've had a really good week of practice. We just started last Monday, and so we've been at it just about a week. We had a day off today. We had a scrimmage yesterday, so haven't had a whole lot of practices. Trying to get stuff in is tough, knowing the game is coming up Friday, but it's been good. Our guys have put a ton of effort on the court each and every day. It always hasn't been pretty, but I can tell you one thing, they're working hard. We're working hard as a staff, trying to put everything together so we're ready to go come Friday.
And, we saw a clip. This is obviously clips from last year's season for the Gold, and we saw former head coach Andre Miller there as well. And I've gotten the chance to talk to Andre a few times in the past for seasons. And one thing that he always kind of mentioned to me was the fact that when he's coaching, the product on the court is just as important as the development that kind of goes behind the scenes for all these players. He spends a lot of time doing that. As somebody who's coming from the NBA and now going to the G League, I got to ask, has your coaching philosophy changed at all, knowing that you're now in the G League and there is more of an emphasis on that player development, or really is it just kind of, same things as usual for you and just getting the best team out there?
No, it definitely does, transition to a lot more development, trying to teach our coaches, hey, film study. We have, we only have so many hours we can get on the court, but there's all day to watch film with our guys and things like that. And, the development aspect is real. I mean, it used to be called the developmental league. Now it's the G League. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to develop our players. We are trying to develop the two-way players. So when they get up to play in an NBA game, they are ready to play. So it's kind of that combination of trying to find maybe that diamond in the rough out there. How can we turn him into an NBA player? But our players, getting them ready and prepared, because there's going to be times throughout the season, like we saw last year with Spencer Jones, that they're going to be asked to play meaningful minutes in an NBA game. So hopefully we're able to to do that for our guys. And Andre, I know Andre was really good here for 3 years. I was lucky enough to be Andre's teammate, and I actually coached Andre in Denver, so have a good relationship with Andre going back, and just excited to be here.
Definitely, and it's great that it's kind of staying in the Nuggets family as well, you coming back now to coach the Gold. And this is a big year for the Gold. I mean, not only is this the fifth year for the team to be a Denver Nuggets affiliate, but it is also the fourth year that the team will be playing at Van Andel Arena. A lot of eyes on the Gold this year. Do you feel any of that pressure going into this year, or is it sort of just, the typical butterflies going into a season
I'm
opener.
figuring it out. I can say it was just a scrimmage yesterday, but I was nervous yesterday, and this week it's like, all right, there's a different feel. Things are starting up for real. No, we're excited. We're putting in work. We're doing all we can to be prepared. But there is that, being a first-time head coach. I coached Summer League 3 or 4 years ago for the Nuggets in Summer League, but that was only 5 games. So my first real time running the show and putting together the roster and doing everything. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous come this week. So knowing how important the Gold is to the community, as you mentioned, it's an amazing arena. I got to go check it out a few weeks ago when I was in town. We have not been able to get there yet as a team. I think Friday morning will be our first time actually getting on the court, so it'll be great for our players to see the arena. And then obviously we're really looking forward to Friday night, knowing that we're going to have a lot of people in the stands. And, that's what it's all about, putting a good product on the court.
A lot of people kind of chomping at the bit to watch some Grand Rapids Gold basketball. Coach, have you heard from any of your mentors in the past about how to handle this first season at the helm? Or really, have you heard from any old players maybe kind of giving you some encouragement?
I got a lot of calls early on when, this summer when it kind of came out that I was taking the job. And spending time with them.
Right.
I'm really still close with Coach Malone in Denver, or the old coach in Denver. Still close with him, and so he gave me a lot of advice. And I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of different head coaches, play for some great head coaches. And so I'm kind of getting, bits and pieces from everybody. And all of them have kind of said, hey, put your stamp on this. I'm like, well, no, tell me what to do. Like, no, you got to do it your way. And so trying to do that, the best that I can, and knowing there's going to be some growing pains. And I told that to the guys right away. I'm like, hey, this is my first time doing this. And so it's not always going to be perfect. But what I can tell you is we're going to prepare, we're going to work, and we're going to be ready to go as best as possible each and every night.
And, I do want to spend some time talking about the Nuggets. We just started a brand new show here on Wood TV Plus called NB8, kind of going over the state of league. And as the affiliate and as the head coach of the Denver Nuggets affiliate, wanted to kind of get your gauge on the first couple of games of the season for the Nuggets. Kind of, starting out 3-2 so far. What have you liked? What have you maybe picked up on that maybe needs to get cleaned up over these next couple of games?
Well, just in the NBA in general, it's been an exciting start. There's been some really good storylines on the court. The Nuggets, being 3-2, they could easily be 5-0. The first game, I thought they probably should have won that game at Golden State, and then their last game at Portland, they're up 5 or 6 points with a couple minutes to go. Both, obviously, their 2 losses to really good teams. But, I think, they're figuring it out. Obviously, the last 4 games of the season with David Adelman, and then the playoff run that we made last year was really important, I think, just for that, the continuity coming back, adding the new pieces, because there are new pieces on the, 1 new starter and then 2 or 3 new pieces on the bench that they're trying to work in the mix. And so, it's a feeling out process, but I think they feel pretty good about where they're at, how the guys are playing, and obviously it helps when you got Nikola Jokic on the team. So.
Yeah, definitely. And, me and my co-host AJ Evans kind of picked up on who we might think would actually win the finals this year. I actually picked the Denver Nuggets. Nice. Do you think that's a good choice from just your time being there? I mean, I feel like it was a pretty safe pick on my end. How do you feel about that? Yeah.
They're right there in the mix. Obviously, there's a handful of teams. You kind of go into the year with, hey, these are the group of teams that have a real chance of winning it. Now, that changes throughout the year, whether it's trades or injuries. An injury happens and it can change the whole dynamic of a season. A trade can change the whole dynamic of a season. So they're definitely in that group of teams you have to consider, to be in the running, and how it plays out, nobody knows. A lot of it does come down to health in the playoffs and getting, prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, no, I feel a lot safer about that pick now after talking with you, Coach. And one thing that I don't know if you've spent too much time thinking about this, but one added element to the G League is the fact that the marketing and the promotions teams for these G League teams, they spend a lot of time, a lot of effort into planning out perfect promotions to go along with the on-court product. I don't know if you've spent any time looking at the promotion schedule and some of the giveaways that are happening this year. Have you spent any time on that? Any that kind of jump off the page to you?
I have seen it, and I can tell you the Gold staff, they do an amazing job. We were actually, a couple of coaches stopped by the office today just to kind of see how things were going, and they put in so much time and effort, and they do an amazing job with the promotions, and their social media department does a great job getting information out. I did hear there might be a pickleball night, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about. Last year, obviously, they went viral with the elf uniform, so we'll see if they can top it this year. But everybody down there, they do an amazing job, and you really see that. That's one difference with the Gold in Grand Rapids, the affiliation, than maybe you see with some other teams that maybe put it on the back burner, where you can see they really want to get the community behind it and really put a great product on the court. But at the end of the day, it's for the fans. What kind of product can we do for them?
Yeah.
And the giveaways are obviously a huge part of the fan experience.
You excited for Flint Tropics night? That's always my favorite night of the year. I think all the fans in the stands get excited
I'm sure
to see
it is.
Jackie Moon and
I'm really looking forward to that. There's some good ones. So I'm looking forward to it. And my kids are like, hey, can we come to town for that game? And can we come to town for that game? And so we got to figure that out. But no, like I mentioned, they do an amazing job. And the atmosphere, I can say, is going to be a great one. I can't wait to experience it for the first time come Friday night.
Absolutely. And Coach, before we let you go, obviously the big game to kick off the season is this Friday, but there are several opportunities, multiple opportunities for fans to check out the Gold at Van Andel Arena. Anything you would like to tell the fans out there to maybe kind of get them, maybe push them over the edge a little bit to show up to Van Andel Arena and cheer for the Gold in person?
We just, want to put a great product on the court. Want to have a great fan experience, and I can tell you, whether we win or lose, our guys will work. They're going to get after it, and it's going to be an enjoyable game. They're going to, have fun coming to the game, because they're going to appreciate how hard our guys work and how hard they play on a night basis.
All right, it's going to be an awesome time this Friday and throughout the rest of the season with the GR Gold. Coach, thank you so much for stopping by today, and good luck this Friday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.